If your ex-girlfriend and your fiancé fell into the water at the same time, who would you save? Mike said. I'd save both of you. Before the story begins, answer that question in the comments or finish the story, and see how I answered it at our engagement party. Mike's ex-girlfriend suddenly asked him in front of everyone, if Lisa and I fell into the water at the same time, who would you save? Mike didn't even hesitate. You, my dear Chloe. The entire room fell silent. Mike rushed to explain to me, Chloe has mild depression. I was planning to announce a delay to the wedding so I could help her with treatment, but we can still register our marriage first. I stared at him in disbelief, as if I'd never met him before. I pulled my hand away. No need to delay anything. Just cancel it. He thought I was throwing a tantrum, and casually turned back to joke around with Chloe. I wiped my tears, dialed his sworn enemy's number, and said, you once said you'd marry me. Does that offer still stand? The man on the other end laughed low, certain, with a dangerous sort of delight. Of course it does, Lisa. Just say the word and I'll come get you right now. I hung up. The hotel's revolving door swung open at that exact moment. A gust of cold wind rushed in, freezing every bit of noise in the room. Noah Grayson walked in wearing a black long coat, his steps sharp and clean like a storm emerging straight out of the shadows. Guests automatically stepped aside not because he was frightening, but because that do not approach aura around him made it impossible to stand in his way. Someone whispered, is that Noah Grayson? Mike's rival? What is he doing here? Hundreds of eyes shifted to me. Noah stopped in front of me, studied me for 2 seconds, then he reached out and took my hand. His palm was warm, his grip gentle, yet somehow it steadied my entire world. Noah's voice dropped to a quiet murmur, am I late? I didn't even get to answer. Mike's voice burst through the air. Why the hell are you here? He rushed over from Chloe's side, trying to yank us apart. Noah didn't even lift an eyelid. He simply stepped sideways, letting Mike stumble forward like a fool. I heard you don't value your fiancé, Noah said calmly, so I came to pick her up. The room collectively gasped. Mike's face burned red. Lisa hasn't even told you she told me. Noah cut him off. He tightened his hold on my hand, and I accepted. The guests exploded with whispers. Chloe stared, stunned, and no way. She wouldn't? Mike finally snapped out of it, fury warping his face. Lisa, are you insane? You're just mad. You're not actually leaving with the psycho. I looked at him. Compared to you, I'd rather go with a psycho. Mike lunged toward me, reaching for my wrist. But the moment his fingers were about to touch me, Noah moved like he had already predicted it, grabbing Mike's wrist with the speed of an action movie agent. Before you touch her. Noah's voice was low, dangerous. You ask me first. Mike's face strained of color. What gives you the right? Noah slowly let go. More than you. I've never once humiliated her in public or made her cry. That line stabbed straight into Mike's ego. Guests sucked in cold breaths. Some began whispering. How did Lisa end up being treated like that by a guy like Mike? Noah's brutal, but kind of hot. Mike really messed up this time. Chloe burst into tears. Mike, you said you'd save me. What about what you just said? Mike ignored her entirely. Lisa, you can't what? I cut him off. Can't stop being your backup option? Your tool? Your emotional trash can? Mike froze. Noah looked down at me. Like he was seeing me fully awake for the first time. He whispered, ready to go? I took a breath and held his hand firmly. Let's go. Noah led me out. All eyes followed us. And Mike standing under the bright lights became nothing more than a joke left behind. Cold wind hit me the moment we reached the hotel entrance, sobering me up. Noah's car was parked right at the curb. He was about to open the back door for me when, Lisa, Mike's furious shout came from behind. Before I could turn, Noah frowned. Persistent idiot. Mike charged toward us in a panic, suit half unbuttoned, dignity nowhere to be seen. He grabbed my arm. You can't go with him. Noah's icy glare dropped instantly. I already told you touch her again and you'll regret it. But Mike didn't back down. His voice cracked in desperation. Lisa, I know you're mad. I messed up, okay? Just don't do anything rash. I stared at him. Then explain it. What exactly did you do wrong? Mike froze, mouth opening and closing. I shouldn't have said that. But you know I only did it because of Chloe? I laughed coldly. Then go back to her. Mike choked on his words, face reddening. That's different. You're my fiancé. You know. Noah interrupted, voice sharp. She's your ex-fiancé. Mike tried to roar back, but Noah's presence crushed his momentum. Lisa canceled the engagement, Noah said. If you keep pestering her, it's harassment. Mike glared at him. Don't pretend to be some hero. You've been trying to steal her from me all along. Noah raised a brow. I only take what people don't know how to cherish. That nearly sent Mike over the edge. He snarled. You think she actually likes you? You don't even know. He abruptly stopped, eyes widening as if he'd realized something he absolutely shouldn't say. I narrowed my eyes. What is it that I don't know? Mike's expression froze instantly. Noah looked straight at him. Say it. Mike bit down on his lip hard, but he clearly couldn't control his emotions. He suddenly shouted, She's not actually planning to leave with you. She's just trying to provoke me. You don't understand her personality. She's terrified of being abandoned, ever since she was little. Her family. He stopped mid-sentence, as if the words scared him, forcefully swallowing the rest. I went completely still. Noah's gaze turned icy. Since she was little. What? Mike's face went pale. I didn't mean it like that. And then it hit me. I had never told Mike what happened to me growing up. Never. I asked slowly. Mike, how do you know that? His breathing faltered. Didn't you tell me? His eyes darted away, and the more he avoided my gaze, the clearer the truth became. Noah pressed coldly. Who told you? Panic shot through Mike. He yelled, Your parents told me, okay? They said you were unstable, sensitive, fragile since childhood, that you needed someone who could take care of you. I only accepted all that because I wanted you to. My stomach twisted violently. So that's how it was. My parents had taken all the pain I'd buried, all the wounds I carried, and used them as bargaining chips, as excuses to justify me being someone's burden. Noah noticed my face drain of color and immediately steadied my shoulder. Lisa? Mike tried to pull me back again. Lisa. I only said yes because I wanted you to be happy. Don't let him twist things. Noah blocked him instantly. Get back. Mike's eyes reddened. What gives you the right to take her? She's always. Noah's voice was a sharp blade. What gives me the right? The fact that she's standing with me now. Then he took my hand. I didn't pull away. For the first time, I made a choice not to spite Mike, not out of anger, but for myself. Mike stared at our hands, like the sight physically hurt him. His voice shook. Lisa, you really want to go with him? I inhaled the freezing night air to steady myself. Yes. Mike stumbled back, looking completely lost. Noah guided me into the car as if protecting something fragile. The moment the door closed, Mike's voice cracked open behind us. Lisa, you'll regret this. Noah got in, not sparing him a glance. No, she won't. The headlights flared, and we pulled away from the hotel. Noah wasn't speeding, but the car felt unnervingly steady. The dim cabin lights cast long shadows as the city blurred past the window. My heart kept sinking. I strained to keep my voice from shaking. About what he said back there? Don't take it seriously? Noah glanced at me. Do I look like the kind of person who'd be affected by someone like Mike? I went quiet, he added, but I do want to know how he learned about your childhood. I lowered my eyes. My parents must have told him. Why would they do that? My throat tightened. Because they think I'm flawed, that I need someone patient enough to handle me. Noah frowned. Flawed? You? I forced a laugh. Whatever. I'm used to it. 3 seconds of silence. Then Noah suddenly hit the brakes. The car rolled to a stop on the side of the road. I jumped. What's wrong? He turned to me, unusually serious. Lisa, if you say one more time that you're used to it, I'm going to get angry. I stared at him. He leaned closer, his voice low, steady, intense. You didn't deserve anything you went through. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't a flaw, and you're not something anyone needs to put up with. He never let his emotions show like this. Something in my chest trembled, but I still forced a smile. You're treating me so well because you want to get back at Mike, right? This is just the arrangement you mentioned. Noah went silent for a full 5 seconds. Then he said, out of nowhere, arrangement? Says who? I blinked. You did. You said making Mike miserable was part of the reason. It is, Noah said plainly, but not the main one. My breath caught. Then what's the main one? Noah looked at me, really looked at me, those steel blue eyes cutting straight through me. Lisa, let me ask you something. Okay, when you decided to call me tonight, was it because you were angry? Or because you trusted me? I froze. This man wasn't cornering me. He was clarifying. I'm not sure. He sighed quietly. Then let me tell you why I picked up. My heart thudded uncomfortably. Why? Noah leaned in a little, voice honest in a way I'd never heard from him. Because you are not his accessory. Not anyone's backup plan. You deserve someone who will stand beside you, not use you, judge you, or reduce you. My breath hitched. Noah continued, softer now. I came for you because I wanted you to know someone is willing to stand on your side. The car was so quiet the air felt weightless. I swallowed. Noah, why? Why do you care? You barely know me. His gaze softened, still intense, but different, like he was holding back something he'd kept for a long time. I've known you, he said quietly, longer than just today. I stared. What does that mean? We officially met at the project gala 3 months ago. Noah didn't answer immediately. Instead, he asked, you really think that was the first time we met? My heart skipped a beat. Noah, what do you mean by that? Noah's fingers tapped lightly on the steering wheel, like he was weighing whether to say it. Finally, he looked at me. 8 years ago, when you fell at the school gate. Do you remember who helped you up? My breath completely stopped. That was a moment I never wanted to revisit, one no one knew about. I always thought it was just a piece of dust in my life. I never knew who stood behind it. Noah's voice lowered. When you looked up at me, you were crying so hard, and you said, I'm fine. I'm used to it. My fingertips went cold, Noah continued. And I remember thinking whatever you're used to weighs more than most people's whole world. His eyes darkened, like he'd been holding this back for 8 years. So Lisa, don't say you're used to it in front of me. I couldn't speak at all. A gust of wind slipped through the window seam and made me realize I was trembling. Noah reached over, turned up the heater, and gently buckled my seat belt for me. His movements were so careful, so unlike him. You don't have to answer me, he said quietly. Too much happened tonight. I won't push you. He started the car again, his voice steady and low. But you need to know this, I didn't start caring about you tonight. The car eased back into the night, and for the first time, I felt like I was meeting this man all over again. The car rolled onto the main road. My heart was still pounding, still echoing that line, I didn't start caring about you tonight. I opened my mouth to ask. Suddenly, Noah's expression turned cold. Sit tight. Before I could react, he glanced into the rearview mirror, his jaw tightening. I followed his gaze. A familiar black sedan was trailing us from afar, its headlights wild and glaring. My chest tightened. Mike? Noah gave a small nod, calm, completely unaffected. He followed us. I clutched my seatbelt. He's not that crazy, right? Noah's voice was terrifyingly steady. Oh, he is. You're underestimating what a man out of control can do. Right as he said it, the car behind us suddenly sped up, closing in aggressively. I gasped. He's not actually trying to hit us. If he tries, Noah said coolly, I'll make sure he can't even open his car door afterward. I stared at Noah's composed profile, too stunned to ask what he meant. The next second, the car behind us blasted its horn repeatedly, charging toward us like a lunatic. Noah frowned. He really is insane. My pulse pounded. Noah, maybe we should outrun him? Noah suddenly gave a small, almost amused breath. No need. As he said it, he slowly pulled the car toward the side of the road. My eyes widened. Why are you stopping? Noah unbuckled his seatbelt. Because his chasing is pathetic and I want him to understand he has no right to chase. The moment our car stopped, the one behind us slammed its brakes, stopping in a near collision. Mike jumped out like a man possessed, pounding on our window. Lisa, get out here. Noah's expression dropped to a dangerous chill as he opened his door like a storm walking upright. Mike jabbed a finger at him, voice shaking with fury. Stop pretending you're the hero. You took advantage of her when she was vulnerable. She doesn't really want to go with you. Noah's tone was painfully calm. You sure you want to keep making a scene in public? I don't care. Mike roared. Lisa is mine. She's just confused by you. Noah stood at my door, blocking me from Mike's sight. His voice was a blade of ice. She's yours. Funny how she wasn't yours when you pushed her into hell at your own engagement party. Mike flinched like he'd been stabbed. I didn't mean to. You don't understand. You're right. Noah sneered softly. I don't understand what kind of man humiliates his fiancé in front of an entire room. Mike's face twisted. I had to take care of Chloe. She's sick, you don't get it? And Lisa? Noah asked coldly. She was your fiancé. Did you ever think about her feelings? Mike froze like he was cornered. I was just. Noah stepped forward, lowering his voice. Mike, you weren't protecting Chloe. Mike's breath hitched. Noah's words hit the center of the wound. You just can't stand not being the most important person in the room. Mike's face contorted. Shut up. He suddenly tried to shove past Noah to grab me. Lisa, let's go home. I swear I won't. Enough. It was the first time I had ever yelled at him. Mike froze, stunned like he didn't recognize me. I glared at him, my voice shaking, but each word painfully clear. Mike, you didn't come back for me. You came back for your ego. Mike shook his head violently. No. I came back because you were upset, because you were hurt. You think I was upset because you went to save someone, I said with a bitter laugh. Or because you never even saw me as a person. His face went ghostly white. I just said something wrong. Then do you want to repeat what you just told Noah? I asked coldly. You said something about my childhood, how do you know about that? Mike went rigid like someone had closed a hand around his throat. Noah slid both hands into his pockets and watched Mike's panicked expression with a calm, almost bored look. Noah, Mike snapped. You stay out of this. Noah cut him off, voice smooth and icy. Mike, let me give you one piece of advice, say one more word that insults her, and you'll be too scared to even mention what happened tonight. You think she's leaving with me, Noah said flatly. Nothing you say matters. That finally broke Mike. He exploded. Lisa, you can't leave. Listen to me, you can't go. I only said 3 words. I already did. It was like the soul got sucked right out of him. And then, a shrill voice screamed from another car. Mike. Chloe had followed us. Mike's face froze. Chloe? What? What are you doing? You said you just needed some air. She trembled. Mike looked like he'd been hit by a truck. Noah muttered under his breath. This show just keeps getting worse. I took a deep breath. Noah, let's go. Noah closed my door for me. Not wasting a single word on Mike, the headlights came on. Mike tried to rush forward but didn't touch the car behind him. Chloe screamed. Mike, stop chasing her. You promise me. Shut up. Their shouts faded into the night as Noah's car slipped away again. Inside, Noah didn't ask anything. He just reached over and gently wrapped his fingers around mine. It felt like he was saying, you did the right thing. Warm air blew softly in the car, but my hands were ice cold. Noah noticed. Give me your hand, I blinked, and he took it. His palm was so warm it almost made me want to cry. Thanks for what you did back there. I didn't do it for you. His voice was low, dark in the dim cabin light. I did it to stop an idiot from hurting you any further. My throat tightened. The car kept moving, then suddenly turned down a quieter, softer lit road. This isn't the way back to the city, I murmured. I want you to breathe somewhere safe first. Where are we going? A place no one can find you. His words washed over me with a strange calm. Still, I couldn't stop myself from asking, Noah, why are you so good to me? He didn't answer, not immediately. It wasn't hesitation. It felt like he was holding something back. 5 seconds later, he spoke. Lisa, you really don't know? My heart skipped. Know what? His fingers tightened on the wheel then, like he'd made up his mind. 8 years ago, when you fell at the school gate, you were crying like the world had thrown you away. You said something. My breathing froze. You said, no one's coming to pick me up. I'm used to it. My chest tightened. I don't remember. I do. Noah looked at me, voice heavy with 8 years of something unspoken. I remember it too well. His gaze pinned me in place, my heartbeat tripping all over itself, when suddenly, my phone rang. I glanced at the screen. My mom. All the warmth drained from my body. Noah shot a look at the phone. You don't have to answer, but I did, Mom. Her voice was cold. Lisa, where are you? I don't want to come home. A sharp pause, then a command. You need to come back now. My stomach twisted. What happened? She inhaled, then dropped the bomb. Mike called your father and me. He said you ran off with another man. I went numb. Noah. And your father is furious. She continued. He said. Every word struck like a blade. If you don't come home tonight, he's going to Noah Grayson's company to make a scene. My breath stopped. Noah's face went dead cold. He wouldn't dare. My mom kept going, stern and unrelenting. Come home immediately. We will not be humiliated in front of our in-laws. We're not in-laws anymore. I snapped. I canceled the engagement. Who told you you could? She yelled. A girl like you should be grateful to have someone like Mike. Do you even understand? Click. She hung up. My hands were shaking. I whispered, voice cracking. My parents want me to go back and apologize. Noah slammed the brakes. He turned to me, gaze sharp enough to freeze the air. You're not going. If I don't, they'll really go to your company. I choked. You don't understand. They'll do anything. He gave a cold, humorless laugh. Then let them try, Noah. They're my parents. He lifted his hand, fingers tilting my chin up until I had no choice but to meet his eyes. And what are you? A pawn to be traded? Something they can sacrifice? Someone they can send back to a man who destroyed you? My breath caught. Noah leaned in so close I could smell the cool, faint scent on him. Lisa, listen carefully. You don't have to go back. You're not going back, and you do have somewhere else to be. I froze. Where? Noah gave a small, slow smile. My place? I'll make sure you live better than anyone who ever tried to silence you. Starting tonight, you don't have to get used to being hurt ever again. His tone was soft, but every word felt like something that had been held back for years finally breaking free. My chest tightened, breath completely out of rhythm. And then Noah's phone rang. He glanced at the caller ID and let out a cold, amused huff. Speak of the devil. My stomach tightened. Who is it? Noah put the call on speaker. A furious male voice exploded from the phone. I'm Lisa's father. Are you the bastard who seduced my daughter? My blood instantly ran cold. Noah set the phone aside, his voice sharp enough to cut glass. No, I'm not some bastard. He paused, then cast me a sideways glance. I'm the man planning to marry your daughter. Me. The other end went dead silent, then an enraged roar blasted through. What did you just say? Noah leaned back in his seat, calm to the point of arrogance. Didn't catch that. I'll say it again. I am planning to marry your daughter. A loud thud. It sounded like someone slamming the table crackled through the speaker. I stared at Noah, completely stunned. Noah, you don't misunderstand. His eyes slid to mine, firm and cold. I just want them to know, if they don't stop, they're going to lose their daughter. He hung up, and silence settled back into the car. I opened my mouth to speak. A soft knock suddenly tapped against the window. Light, hesitant, testing. I jolted. Who's that? Noah's brows pulled together as he looked outside. A thin girl in a white sweater stood in the wind, her whole body shaking. Chloe. Her cheeks were red from the cold, eyes swollen like she'd been crying for hours. I frowned. How did she even find us? Noah didn't even try to hide his disdain. Crazy attracts crazy. Me. Just stay still before you get out, he added dryly. I'm not convinced she won't fall over on her own. Before I could respond, he opened the door and stepped out, shutting it behind him, clearly making sure I stayed out of the mess. Outside, Chloe burst into tears the second she saw him. Mr. Grayson? Please help Mike. Noah leaned against the car, hands in his pockets, voice icy. And this is the reason you chased us? He's really in danger. Chloe sobbed. He's drunk. He's been on the rooftop. He said he can't live anymore. It's all my fault. Noah narrowed his eyes. You're sure he's on the roof? Why, yes. She held out her phone, trembling. I recorded it. Listen. Noah didn't take the phone. He just asked, where's Lisa? Chloe blinked. What? You came to me, not her. His tone was calm, but every word cut like a scalpel. You knew she was here, yet you didn't say a single word to her. Chloe's face went pale. I just thought she wouldn't care about Mike. Any sane person wouldn't, Noah said flatly. Chloe stared at him, confused and shaken. Noah finally took her phone and pressed play. A door slammed in the recording, followed by Mike's slurred shouting. Go, just go. Lisa doesn't want me anymore. Huh, what's the point of me living? Then came drunken sobbing, messy and distorted. Chloe covered her face. Do you hear that? He really might jump. Noah stopped the recording. 3 crisp, cold words. He's faking? Chloe froze. I had heard it from inside the car and stepped out. How do you know? Noah didn't look at Chloe, only at me, because people like him only jump when they're 100% sure someone will come save them. He sounded like he was stating the simplest truth in the world. Mike is using suicide to force you to go back? My breath caught. You mean, he knew Chloe would find me? He's betting you'll go soft, Noah replied. Chloe shook her head desperately. And no, he wouldn't. He's not that kind of person. At the engagement party, Noah said mildly. He said in front of everyone he wouldn't save his own fiancé. He arched a brow. What exactly wouldn't he do? Chloe's face drained of color completely. I took a step toward her. Chloe, was it you who told him I was with Noah? Her eyes flickered. I just wanted you to go back. Your family's already arranged the marriage. And your parents? They promised they'd help with my medical bills. I thought you wouldn't mind. My chest tightened. My parents? They're involved again? Noah's expression went cold enough to freeze the air. Chloe panicked and backed away. I didn't mean to. I just wanted you to stop fighting. I swear I didn't mean anything wrong. Mike really needs you. Then she looked at me, voice suddenly rising. Lisa, you can't just abandon him. For the first time tonight, I didn't soften. Chloe. My voice was quiet but colder than the wind. I'm not responsible for saving him. She stared at me, stunned. But you came to find me because you're scared he'll die. Or scared that if he dies, you'll have no one left to cling to. Chloe froze like she'd been struck. I met her eyes without looking away. I see it clearly now. You're not worried about Mike. You're worried about losing the person you depend on. Her tears stopped instantly like someone punctured a balloon. Beside me, Noah's lips curved, slow and satisfied. Good, he murmured. Chloe panicked. I am not like that. I'm just scared he'll really. He's probably lying in bed eating chips right now, Noah said blandly. I couldn't help wanting to laugh, but I didn't dare. How do you even know? I've seen plenty of guys like him. Noah lifted his hand and gently tucked the messy strands of my hair behind my ear like it was the most natural thing in the world to protect me. They never actually jump, they only threaten to. Chloe's lips trembled as she shoved the phone toward us again. Then listen to this one. This last recording, he says your name. Noah calmly took the phone and pressed play in the recording. Lisa, where are you? Are you with that Noah guy? Huh? He doesn't want you. Don't fall for it. Come back to me. His voice shook, rising and dropping. Then out of nowhere, it turned vicious. If you walk away with him, I'll jump right now and show you. Bang. The recording cut off instantly. Chloe's whole body shook. Did you hear that? He might already. Noah switched off the recording and handed her back the phone. 4 cold words. He dropped the phone. Chloe? Noah added, completely unbothered. That was the phone hitting the ground, not a person. Chloe was speechless. Noah gave the final verdict. He's acting. I took a deep breath, my voice turning cold. Chloe, I'm not going back, she panicked. But if he really, that's his choice. I cut her off. Not my responsibility. For the first time, Noah actually looked satisfied. He took my hand, like he was staking a claim. Lisa won't be emotionally blackmailed anymore. Chloe stared at our hands, her face growing paler and paler. But suddenly, she lifted her head with one last stubborn plea. Then at least go check on him. He's really hurting. I was about to refuse, but Noah spoke first casually. Okay. I snapped my head toward him. Noah? He looked at Chloe. Send the location. Chloe's eyes lit up instantly. You're willing to help him? Noah's lips curved. Yeah, I'm willing to go. His next sentence was the one that truly shattered her expression. I'm willing to go see his acting in person. Chloe? I covered my face. Noah, you. He leaned close, voice low and amused. Relax. I'm not letting him touch you. Then he looked back at Chloe, and his voice dropped back to sub-zero. Let's go. We'll go expose him together. Chloe led the way, sniffling and stumbling every few steps. Noah drove like he was taking a noble etiquette exam, smooth, steady, precise. The car was so quiet we could hear each other breathing. Chloe suddenly stopped with a thud in front of an old, shabby apartment building. I blinked. He's here? Chloe nodded. He said he wanted to be alone. Noah raised an eyebrow. Plenty of quiet places out there. And he picks a rundown 7-story building? Chloe sniffed. That's not the point. Noah replied flatly. People who fake jumps don't pick tall buildings. They're afraid they'll actually die. Chloe? I bit back a laugh, though my stomach fluttered with nerves. Let's go. The hallway was narrow, our footsteps echoing. As we climbed the worn-out stairs, we heard faint, slurred yelling from the top floor. Don't come any closer. I really will jump. Chloe went pale. You hear that? He's really? Noah held out an arm to block her. Relax. He's warming up his lines. Chloe. I pressed a hand over my mouth, trying not to laugh. At the rooftop door, Noah stopped and asked softly, ready? I inhaled deeply. Ready? Noah pushed the door open. Don't force me. I swear I'll. Mike had been half kneeling dramatically at the roof's edge, looking every bit the tragic hero about to jump, but the door's sudden creak startled him, and he almost fell on his butt. He looked up and saw all 3 of us standing in the doorway. The awkwardness in the air was practically physical. Chloe was the first to rush forward. Mike, don't be impulsive. Mike immediately grabbed her shoulders, shouting in a trembling stage voice, why did you bring them? Are you trying to push me to my death? Noah didn't even glance at him. Hands in pockets, he walked forward. Mike panicked instantly. Noah, don't come closer. I swear I'll jump. You think I won't? Noah looked at him like he'd just heard a mediocre joke. Then jump? Noah stepped forward, unhurried. Go ahead, jump. I'll call the ambulance for you when you hit the ground. Mike's face went green. I will jump? I'm serious. Noah nodded. I can see that. His tone made it very clear he saw none of that. Chloe was about to cry. Mr. Noah, please don't provoke him. He really can't take it anymore. Noah suddenly turned around, expression blank. Then who left him alone on a rooftop this whole time? Chloe froze. She wanted to deny it, but no words came out. Mike seized the moment. Don't blame her. I told her not to stay with me. It was me. Noah lifted a hand to cut him off. Shut up. Mike. Noah looked at him like he was a scruffy stray dog pretending to be pitiful. You're terrible at acting. Mike's face strained, then flushed. I'm not. I really was going to win Lisa back. Noah asked. Mike clenched his jaw. Yes, that's why I'm sacrificing myself. For her. Don't insult the word sacrifice. Noah's voice was ice. This is emotional blackmail. Mike's face turned beet red from being called out. Mind your own business. What do you know? You don't understand me and Lisa at all. The one you don't understand is Lisa. Noah stepped beside me, his tone colder than the rooftop wind. She's not someone you can manipulate with cheap tricks. My heart trembled hard. Mike pushed over the edge, pointed at me and shouted, Lisa, do you seriously not feel anything for me? Look at me. I'm like this and you can't even show a little concern? I inhaled deeply. You're like this because you chose to be. It hit him like a slap. How can you say that? Why can't I? For the first time, I didn't back down at our engagement party. You told everyone you'd save Chloe. Did you ever once think about what I felt? Mike's breathing grew ragged. I was trying to protect her. Why can't you understand that? Noah cut in with a cold laugh. Protect? You were using her condition. Shut up. Mike exploded. Who are you to judge me? She's my fiancé, ex-fiancé, Noah corrected lazily. Mike's face twisted, pale then red. Completely losing control. Lisa, just come back. If you come back, I'll do anything you say. He started toward me, desperate like I was the last thing keeping him alive, but before he could get close, Noah grabbed him by the back of the collar and yanked him aside like lifting a stray kitten. Mike almost fell. What the hell are you doing? Noah looked down at him. Mike, you don't even know how to apologize. I've seen too many men like you. Mike's eyes widened. Who are you to judge me? Because Lisa isn't yours anymore, Noah said calmly. And because you're not worthy. Mike shook with rage. You can't do this. I'm a man ready to die. Noah actually laughed cold, humorless, then jumped. Mike, I'm right here. Noah pointed at the ground beside him. I promise the first face you see on the way down will be mine. Mike's brain short-circuited. You. Noah added another blow. And don't worry about Lisa. She won't shed a tear for you. I took a slow breath, looked at Mike, and said calmly, Mike, trying to control me like this won't work anymore. I won't be responsible for you. It was like all the air left his body. His shaking hand lifted, as if reaching for a final lifeline. Lisa, you're really not leaving me even one last word? I whispered, just one. His eyes lit up. Lisa, you. I looked straight at him. Please, let me go. That broke him. Mike collapsed, legs giving out, sinking to the ground. Chloe finally rushed over, throwing her arms around him. Mike, don't scare me like this. He said nothing, like his voice had vanished. Noah came to my side and brushed my fingertip lightly. Let's go. We don't need to stay in this mess any longer. I nodded. We turned toward the stairs. I thought Mike would scream again, or beg, or cry, but he said nothing. Only Chloe's sobs echoed through the rooftop's empty wind. Halfway down, the breeze lifted my hair. Noah suddenly tilted his head toward me. You did well, I whispered. Was it too cruel? Noah's voice was calm, almost gentle. If you're not firm, they'll always think you're soft. Lisa, you're finally living for yourself. Warmth hit my chest, sudden and overwhelming. For the first time, I wasn't running, I wasn't weak, and I wasn't alone. I thought everything ended that night on the rooftop, but life doesn't turn gentle just because I'm tired. The next morning, Chloe called. Her voice was so fragile it sounded like it might shatter. Lisa, Mike is gone. My heart clenched. Chloe rushed to explain. Not what you're thinking. He just completely broke down. His parents took him to a recovery center. I let out a breath, just a breath. Not softness, not guilt, just the relief of knowing someone who used to be part of my life didn't do anything irreversible. Chloe choked out. He kept calling your name. I listened quietly, but my heart stayed steady. Chloe, I said softly, the person you need to think about right now is yourself, not him. She froze. I continued. You need treatment. Real treatment, not crying in someone's arms, and not using your pain as a reason to hold on to someone. Chloe sobbed harder. I really don't know what to do anymore. Noah slid a warm cup of water into my hands and touched my shoulder gently. I told her, start by making yourself better. 10 seconds of silence passed, then Chloe whispered, I'll go to the hospital. And in that moment, I didn't hate her. Hate never frees anyone. Letting someone go is really letting yourself go. That afternoon, I got a text from Mike's mother. He has started treatment. The doctor said his emotional issues have been building for a long time. We won't bother you again. Thank you for the time you were with him. Short, controlled, clearer than anything they had ever said to me before. I put my phone down. No anger, no sadness, just turning a page. A week later, I received a thank you letter from the hospital. Chloe had asked them to send it. Inside was a single line. Thank you for letting me realize I can't use pain as a weapon anymore. I sighed. It was her first real awakening. My phone buzzed. Noah, if you're free right now, I want to take you somewhere. I typed back. Where? 3 seconds later, his voice message came through low, warm, with a hint of a smile. A place you're going to be visiting a lot. I blinked. Can you speak clearly? Noah picked me up himself. On the drive, I asked, where exactly are you taking me? You'll see soon. We stopped by a lakeshore. Wind rippled across the water, glittering under the sun. Noah walked with me toward the edge, slow and steady. Lisa, remember that day 8 years ago? I lowered my gaze. It's blurry, I remember. His voice softened. The moment I helped you up, you looked at me and smiled a little. I thought, if I ever had the chance, I hoped one day you'd walk out of all that darkness. My heart skipped hard. We stopped at the lake's edge. Noah turned toward me. You're much braver now than you were that day. My nose stung suddenly. Noah, I asked, why did you bring me here? He looked at me for a second, silent, steady. Then he said, because your life is turning a new page. I froze. He placed a set of keys into my hand, cold at first, warming fast in my palm. What is this? A cabin, he said quietly, by the lake. I've been renovating it. And then, I whispered. His eyes softened completely for the first time. And then I hope you'll start a life that truly belongs to you. I stared at him. You want me to live there? He chuckled. If you want, I can buy the cabin next door. Are you planning to build a private community where I can't escape from you? Noah lifted a brow. More like a place where you never have to feel unsafe. The wind brushed across the lake as he continued. Lisa, all these years you've been forced to adapt to other people. But starting today you only have to adapt to yourself. My tears fell, not from hurt, not from anger, not from collapse, but from something I had never felt before: freedom. Noah reached out, gently wiping my tears. What are you crying for? I sniffed. Because you're too good with your words, he murmured. That's because I've been waiting for you for 8 years. My heart finally, fully softened. But I didn't fall into his arms. I took a deep breath and raised my head. Noah, can I take this slowly? He blinked, then nodded. Of course. I'll wait as long as you want. I slowly reached out and held his fingers. Not out of dependence, not out of fear, but out of choice. Noah's lips curved, like he was finally seeing spring. I lifted my head toward the shimmering light on the lake, feeling as if my whole heart had been rinsed clean. Mike was finally ending in my past. Chloe was finally facing her own reality, and I was finally walking toward a future that belonged to me. Thank you for finishing today's story. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed the story, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. There are more amazing stories waiting for you to experience with me. See you tomorrow.